TRREB just released the July 2026 numbers this morning, and there's one number in here that many realtors are not going to mention because it's about Mississauga specifically, not just the GTA as a whole. I'm Maria Ho with Maria Homes team. I live and work in Mississauga, and if you're thinking of selling or moving here, stick with me because these numbers actually change what I would tell you to do right now. Before I get into this, I have people just like you reaching out to me every single week to help them with their move. And if you'd like to talk through your particular situation, please reach out. You can call or text me directly at the number on your screen here, or book a time using the link below in my description. I'd love to connect. You don't have to figure this out alone. So here's what we're going to cover today. The headline GTA numbers TRREB put out this morning, what's actually happening underneath those headlines that many reports don't explain, where interest rates and the economy sit right now, how each home type, detached, semis, towns, condos, performed across the GTA. And then I'm going to zoom all the way into Mississauga specifically because that's my market, that's where I live and work, and that's where I can actually tell you something that the news headlines won't. Now let us break this down by home type across the GTA because this is where it gets specific to what you're actually looking for. So let's start with detached homes. 2,789 detached was sold in July. The average price just shy of 1.3 million. Sales were basically flat, up 0.6%, but price is down 5.1% year over year. Semi-detached, 557 homes sold, averaging 964,000. Sales were down 5.9% and price was down 7%. That's the softest segment this month. Townhomes, 1,000 sold, averaging 817,000. Sales were down and price was down. Condo apartments, lots sold, averaging 636,000. Sales basically flat and price down only 2.3%, which actually makes condos the most stable price category in the GTA right now. This is interesting. Inside the city of Toronto specifically, detached home sales were actually up 2.8% year over year, while outside the city core in the 905 area, detached sales were essentially flat. That split matters depending on where you're comparing, Toronto or outside of Toronto. Okay, this is the part I really want you to pay attention to because this is my market. This is where the GTA-wide numbers stop telling the full story. In Mississauga specifically, in July, there were 500 home sales, 1,388 new listings, and more than 2,500 active listings on the market. Average selling price came in at $899,000. Now here's the number that matters most. The MLS Home Price Index benchmark for Mississauga was 994,000, and that was down only 1.9% from a year ago. Compare that to the GTA-wide composite, which was down 4.6%. Mississauga home values held up more than twice as well as the GTA average this month. Let's break it down further by home type in Mississauga because that's actually good news. So detached benchmark price 1.6 million, down just 2%. Semi and freehold townhomes, the benchmark price 1.188, down 2%. Those two categories barely moved. Townhouses were the one segment that saw real softening. The benchmark price under 700,000, down 11% from a year ago. That's actually a meaningful window for anyone who's been priced out of a townhouse in Mississauga over the last couple of years. Condo apartments came in at a benchmark price of 520,000, down 7% from last year. Homes here in Mississauga are selling at 95% of asking price on average with about just under 5 months of inventory, which tells me Mississauga is sitting in a fairly balanced spot. It's not tilted hard toward buyers or sellers. We're in a balanced market here in Mississauga. Let us do the numbers together so you feel confident either way. So in July, there were just under 6,000 home sales in the GTA. That's down only 0.9% compared to July of last year, basically flat. New listings told a very different story. Only 14,000 new listings came on the market. That's down almost 18% year over year. That's a pretty big drop on what's available to buy. Active listings, all the properties that are currently for sale, are 26,000, down 12% from a year ago. And the price, the average selling price across the GTA was just over $1 million, down 4.5% from a year ago and down about $55,000 from June alone. That's pretty flat. The MLS Home Price Index, which is the more accurate way to track actual home values, down 4.6% from a year ago. So to sum it up in one line, sales held steady, but the number of homes coming onto the market dropped hard, and prices are still lower than they were last July. And here's the part that nobody's going to explain to you today. TRREB's headline is that the market is tightening, meaning fewer new listings relative to home sales, which usually points toward less negotiating room for buyers down the road. And that could be true, but look at what's actually happening with the homes that did sell. The average number of days a home sat on the market before selling went up to 45 days. That's up 12.5% from last year. And the average sale price came in at 97% of the asking price. So yes, the market is tightening on paper, but buyers right now, they still have time, and sellers, they're still negotiating. They're not just accepting offers at asking. That's an important distinction if you're on either side of this. If you're selling, it means that your pricing strategy still has to be sharp. You can't just throw a number at the wall and hope it works. If you're buying a home, it means you still have room to have a real conversation about price. You still have room to negotiate, and you're just going to have fewer homes to choose from while you're doing this. Quick look at the bigger picture, because this always affects your mortgage. The Bank of Canada held its overnight rate at 2.3% in July, no change. Prime rate is sitting at 4.5%. If you're looking at mortgage terms right now, 1 year fixed, averaging about 5.5%, 3 to 5 year fixed is around 6%. On the economy, Toronto's employment growth was up 0.9% in June, and inflation actually came down to 2.8% year over year. So what we're seeing is that if the economy keeps surprising us to the upside like this, it could help bring more buyers off the sidelines and heading into the fall looking to buy homes. So what does all this actually mean if you're one of my people? If you're a young family looking to move up from a condo or a townhouse into a house with a yard and maybe even a finished basement, or you've been in your house 20, 30, 40 years and you're finally ready for the next chapter. It means Mississauga detached and semi-detached values are holding steady while the rest of the GTA cools faster. So if you're selling here, you're in a stronger position than the news headlines suggest. And if you're buying into a Mississauga townhouse right now, that 11% price drop is real room to have a conversation and negotiation. Either way, this isn't a one-size-fits-all market anymore. It depends on your home type, your area, and your specific situation. That's exactly why I always say, let's do the numbers together so you feel confident either way. And if your move involves both a sale and a purchase, I plan that as one move, not two separate transactions, because that's how you can actually protect your numbers on both ends. On my next video, I'm taking this even further. I'm going to break down Mississauga specifically by property type, detached, semis, townhouses, and condos, street by street. And if you're watching this and you're wondering about your home type in Mississauga, that video is going to come out. So make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss it. I have people just like you reaching out to me every single week to help them with their move. If you want to talk through your specific numbers, whether that's what your home is worth right now or what you could actually afford in this market, please reach out to me. You can call or text me directly or book a time with me using the link that's in my description below. You don't have to figure this out alone. And I've got really great relationships as well. Whatever your home needs before listing it for sale, I've got the right people to help you with it. It was really great talking with you today, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you so much.